Hello, YouTube community. I just wanted to make a short video on why I am no longer a follower of the Islamic faith, and in fact I've become an atheist. The crux of the matter is, besides the logical argument of there being no evidence, the concept of no evidence really boils down to we have no infallible books, at least when you talk about the monotheistic religions, Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. All of the books have mistakes. They have errors. And for me, in the absence of an infallible book, I see there is no reason to believe that there is any supreme being, because he has failed, or it has failed, to communicate with us humans in a way that will withstand the test of time, which an all-knowing, all-powerful entity should know that at some point in time human beings will test the validity of the authenticity of the book or books and find that it will be false. So I believe that entity, whatever you call them, should have anticipated that and adjusted the game plan to include that in its, I guess, quest to be the supreme being of all time and recognized and worshipped in all time. Many Muslims will tell you that the Quran is infallible, and then you have, even without the apologetics, you have a number of people who have endless websites on the errors within the Quran, which really wouldn't faze a Muslim, to be perfectly honest with you, because the arguments default to, well, they're misinterpreting the Arabic, or they don't know the science of hadith, or they don't know basically how we judge or interpret, or they're not a scholar, or they're unlearned, or something's wrong with the person's knowledge to where this is not a plain language religion. Which, without knowing Arabic, the vast majority of Muslims are actually ignorant of what it actually does say. Even Arabic-speaking ones, because I know a number of Arabic-speaking Muslims who really don't understand the Quran themselves, and would have to refer to a scholar. So when you have a situation where you have a guy or a person interpret what you're reading, it wasn't meant for all mankind for all end times. So, and in fact, that's one of the reasons why you get so many contradictory fatwas or edicts, or because it's left up to scholars. And who's good and who's bad, who's knowledgeable, what's the criteria for a scholar? I've heard lecturers say that a scholar knows when a person's a scholar. It's the worst thing I could think of, as far as basically it's a club, and when we feel as though you've joined this club, then you're a member. And so that's extremely, it's not objective, it's subjective. With that being said, I will plan to make a series of videos on the moral and scientific fallacies, or scientific fallacies, but the moral fallacies too, I guess, of Islam. And I won't go into the allegorical meanings. I won't go into the things that the apologetics say, What I will do is use the Quran as proof against itself that it's false. And I will use verses and texts and hadith that are uniformly agreed upon, are interpreted this way, and is judged to be historically and even today accurate as far as the hadiths. And as far as the Quran, of course, it is what it is. But there are verses in the Quran that are conveniently overlooked, and particularly on the apologetics website. So the reason why I decided to make this video is because a lot of ex-Muslims they're afraid for their lives, they don't want to speak out, whatever. Okay, I'm not worried about that stuff. But I do want to counteract the lying that is done in the name of Islam to deceive people who are not knowledgeable in Arabic, but believe that because you don't have the deviations in the Quran as you do in the Bible and the Torah, that it's okay. And for that, are there mistakes in the Quran? Yes. Are there as many mistakes in the Quran as in the Bible? No. And as such, that was one of the things I rode with. Is it in the original Arabic? Yeah, as far as we know, as far as back as we can go, yeah. Pretty far back. Better than the Bible, better than the King James Version. I mean, you have texts that are lost. Who speaks Greek and Aramaic and Latin? And, you know, it's to an average Christian, there's no way they can go back to some of these texts. Even Hebrew, they can't go back. So, but that being said, this is basically me coming out saying I don't believe in any deities whatsoever. I don't believe that any exist. If I default to deism, well, there's no proof of that either, so it's still a form of mental gymnastics to try to get to that leap of logic or faith or whatever. And it's a leap of faith to get there. It's not a leap of logic, because there is no logic. So until I see something otherwise that is repeatable and verifiable, then I won't believe it. If I wake up and have a dream that I'm in paradise, or I get blinded one day and I see some angels, that's not going to do it for me. I have to have an angel come here and we got to talk, and I'm going to show him to some other people. We're going to get him tested. We're going to find out, okay, is this a figment of my imagination or are you real? And so, until that happens, I'm going to stay the way I am. I hate the term atheist, because I'm really just a human being who doesn't believe in deities. And I'm not a humanist or secularist. I really hate labels, to be perfectly honest with you. I believe in human beings doing the right thing to other human beings. And what's the right thing? Well, the things that give the best benefit and the least amount of harm, aka some variant of the golden rule. And that's it. Until next time.